Hey everybody, it's Jerry and welcome to another episode of my weekly cooking show. This week we're going to be making a Thai dish called tom kha kai, which is chicken coconut soup. It's very easy to make. The hardest thing is probably finding some of the ingredients, so if there are certain things that you can't find, you can either substitute or just leave them out. There aren't that many ingredients that are absolutely essential. So the first thing that we're going to do is take some broth. This is a combination of chicken broth and vegetable broth. If you're a vegetarian, you can just make it all vegetable broth, or you can make it all chicken broth if you prefer. But I have 4 cups of broth, which I'm going to be boiling in this pot. So the first thing you do is bring that all to a boil. In the meantime, I can show you some of the ingredients that we're going to be adding. Now I'm making this with chicken, which is the traditional way to make it. You can leave out the chicken and just put some extra vegetables in to make it vegetarian. I have about half a pound of chicken breast here, which has been cut up into fairly small pieces. Then we're going to have some other vegetables. I have about a cup of small white mushrooms and a small red pepper, which has been cut up. So those are the vegetables we're going to use. And then as far as spices and seasonings, I have a small chili pepper, which has been cut up. Now we're not going to actually eat the peppers, we're just going to put it in the soup just to give it some flavoring and spice. And I have some green scallion, which has been cut up here, and some fresh basil. I also have some ginger, which has been finely chopped up. And then, now this is the most difficult thing probably to find, which is lemongrass. You may be able to find it in your local market, but chances are you have to go to an Asian market to find lemongrass. So that might be the one that you might have to leave out. So the bottom of the lemongrass, this is 1 stalk of lemongrass. The bottom has been finely chopped up, not too fine, minced fairly small pieces. And then we're also going to use the remainder of the stalk just to put in the soup for seasoning. Again, we're not going to eat this, we're just going to put it in the soup. And also the same with the ginger. When you peel or cut off the ginger bark, the outside, just keep the pieces and you can use them in the soup as well just for flavoring, but we won't actually be eating them, we'll just put them in the soup. And then I've also got some cilantro. Some people hate cilantro, some people love it, but we're going to use that also as well. And then we also got a can of coconut milk, which you can probably find in your supermarket. And then another difficult thing probably to find is fish sauce. We're going to just use a little bit of fish sauce, so if you can't find fish sauce, you can leave that out as well. But again, if you go to an Asian market, you can probably find that. And then some other spices. I couldn't find fresh coriander, so I'm just using coriander spice, and we'll also be adding some pepper. So we're just starting to boil now with the broth here. So we're going to add most of these ingredients into the broth and just boil it for about 5 to 8 minutes until the chicken is cooked. So we're going to put the chicken in there. We're going to put the vegetables. We're going to put the spices and seasonings. And then the ginger bark and the tops of the top of the lemongrass stalk. So we'll just put that in there, mix that up. And we're just gonna let that boil for about 5 to 8 minutes until the chicken is cooked. Okay, so now our chicken is pretty much cooked. Should be nice and white and cooked fully through. It's been about 7 minutes that we've been boiling. So what we do now is we turn the heat down to just a simmer. And then we're going to add some other ingredients. You know, I forgot to add the coriander before, so we can add it now. Just, I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon or something of coriander. And then we're going to add some coconut milk, which is a can of coconut milk. Make sure you shake it up really well because it tends to separate. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the fish sauce. This stuff smells really bad too, but don't worry about it, it's normal. And then mix that all up and just let that simmer for about 2 more minutes. Alright, so now we're going to turn the heat all the way down and add the last ingredient. Actually, there's 2 more ingredients. One is some lime juice. Now this is fresh lime juice from about 2 limes, depending on how juicy they are, but here's 2 limes worth of juice. Stir that in. And then we're also going to add in the cilantro. And just stir that up. And there we have it. Now we need to taste it. Now we need to taste it. Now, depending on your taste, you may want more or less of some of these ingredients, depending if you want more or less sour or more or less spicy. Let's see what we got here. Delicious. So try it yourself and enjoy.